Hello everyone, hope everyone here is doing well. Today I've made 3% across two of my performance accounts. If you didn't know, I've already sent a picture of the trade so you can just swipe up and you can see it. So today we'll just be diving through how I made 3%. So before we all start, I just want to make a quick announcement that I'll be dropping a mentorship soon, and everyone who joins it early is pretty much for free. I'm not going to charge anyone. However, when a lot of people start joining, I'll probably monetize it because I will have the time to be teaching everyone one by one. But since I'm managing a small crowd, it's pretty much for free. It's a gift because you joined early, but it's not really finished yet. So I don't want to really rant about it for too long, but today was just a breakdown of how I made 3%, or you can say 6% as I've entered in two performance accounts. But that's me done for the month. But today I've decided to sell from this position. A lot of people are like, why would you sell from here? Why didn't you sell it? I'm gonna go through everything, don't worry. So market open is at 7 in the United Kingdom of London, if you don't know that. It's pretty much the same. I'm on UTC +1, which is London. So I always trade in the open simply because the markets are more volatile, and that's when you should be trading. I mean, you shouldn't really be trading before the open because look what happens before the open. The candles just speak for themselves, really. But as you can see, look what happens at the open. We print out good candles, volatile, everything, which is good. So let's just dive into the. Actually, no. I'll start with the high time frame. So what I always do is I identify my daily bias. As you can see, we were printing low, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high. So I knew we was in a bearish trend. Let me just draw that out for everyone. So that's the break of structure. That's the second one. That's the third one. We were trading the fourth one actually. So as you can see, every single high was still protected. Every time I break structure, the high becomes protected. I'll go over this in more depth in my mentorship, which is, like I said, it's going to be for free for everyone who joins early, only for the people who join early. So this was a weak high. Sorry, this wasn't a strong high as it didn't break structure when I entered the trade. Sorry, but basically, if you understand market structure, you'll notice that whenever we break structure, we always retrace. Whenever we break structure, we always retrace. Whenever we break structure, we always retrace. So when we retraced here, I knew that we're going to go down and take out this low, because remember, this low becomes low. It becomes weak. If you still don't understand what weak lows and weak highs, like I always say, I'll go over them in more depth. But today is just a breakdown video. So I'm not really it's not gonna be a teaching video, it's just gonna be a breakdown of how I made 6%. But basically, I identified that the market was just gonna hunt down this low. Like, I just knew that it comes down with experience. So I just looked for sells. That was pretty much my daily bias. I began looking for sells, and then I began looking for my model. For the people that don't know, my model is very, very simple. I teach in more depth. I'm going to be teaching in more depth in the mentorship, but what it is we use fair value gaps, order blocks, supply demand zones, like so, and then we wait for the price to reach them, and then we wait for our confluences, and then we simply target this because it's a weak low, and we know it's going to get taken out because we're in a bearish trend, as you can see here. So I knew we were just going to take out this low. So I zoomed into the smaller time frame. Like, what I do is I identify my daily bias. Okay, my daily bias was sells. Then I wait for a tap. We tap this. And now for the final part, I go and find my model, which is on the smaller time frame. Everyone make sure you use the smaller time frame, because for the trend or your bias, you want to use a bigger time frame. If you want to find out your entry model, then just go into the small time frame. Like, don't go in a bigger time frame. So I remember I entered somewhere around here. I began looking for order blocks. for the people that don't know order blocks, I'll go over in more depth, like I keep saying. I think it was a 5 minutes that I scoped. Yeah, so it was this one, I believe. There was this 5 minute order block that gave off a nice rejection. I literally trade off by rejections. I don't complicate things. I see a lot of people saying wait for this, wait for this, wait for this, wait for this. If you know where the trend is and you know where we're gonna go, just look for a reaction and then just follow that trend. Don't complicate things. I make things simply human as possible. That's what made me profitable, and that's what will always keep me profitable. And I will advise everyone does the same. So I scoped out this, and since we're selling, it needs to be a supply zone. If we're buying, it has to be a demand zone. But we're selling. I wait for the open. The open gave off the rejection I wanted, so I wait for the closure. Sorry, can't even speak English anymore. And I placed my stop loss. Yeah, so my target. Sorry, where was my target? I remember I always keep the stop loss above here, and then I just aim for the 1 to 3. I think no, it was this low. Yeah, it was this low that I wanted to get taken out, and then it was 1 to 3. But I saw the market dumping, so I think I entered somewhere here because I started seeing the price reject. As soon as I start seeing this candle price pushing down, I entered live market execution. I don't set limits, I always market execute, because sometimes with limits the price will just go straight through them and you'll hit stop loss in 2 seconds. So I saw the rejection, and then that's when I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and sell the market. Of course, I could have held it to here. It all depends to your patient tolerance, if that's even a thing. But if you can tolerate being in a trade for so long and just watching it, then go ahead and aim for this. It will always get taken out. If you're like me and you're happy with just consistency, which is just like 2-3% a week or a month, of course, it's going to add up in the long term, and then you'll just make instant payouts. That's what I do. It's just that simple. So let's just go over it quickly. Identify daily bias, wait for the open, which is actually London Open and NY Open. But so I want this to get taken out. So my bias was sols. So I wanted to look for a reaction during the open. Sorry, it must be during the open. I don't want it to happen after or before. During the open. So from 7 till 9, some people do 10. I just do 9. If I don't get a sell after 9, then I'm not really going to trade it. Most likely just going to be, it's not going to be A plus sell, and it's just, you can just simply avoid uncertainty in the market and avoid unnecessary losses. But as soon as you get that reaction through to your bias, to your direction, so I don't want a rejection to the upside because that's not my bias and that's not what the price to do. As soon as I saw that it was open, I knew there's going to be a lot of selling pressure. So that's when I just executed my sells, and that's how I made 6% across 2 of my profits accounts. But that pretty much wraps up today's video. I hope everyone found this video informative. Like I said, I'm in the middle of making videos, just finishing my mentorship. But once it's ready, everyone will have access to it for absolutely free. But like I said, that's going to be it for me today. I hope everyone found this video informative, learned a thing or two about my strategy. Hopefully you got an idea of how I trade. But yeah, I'll see everyone at the next trade breakdown video.